Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Billy. Today I would like to share with you two dresses made from a total of 3 yards of about 57-inch wide cotton fabric that I purchased from fabric.com last year. And so here's a close-up look of the print itself. So as you can see, it's a very pretty floral print with yellow base. So today's dresses are my unofficial entry for the hashtag SoYellowForEndo 2022. And this challenge is open to residents of the UK officially, but obviously since I do not live in the UK. But I still think it's a great cause to support, and so I wanted to participate in this challenge. So basically, this challenge is to raise awareness for endometriosis, which is a gynecological condition that affects a fair amount of the female population. One of the reasons for my desire to participate in this So Yellow for Endo 2022 challenge is that I feel that, just from my general observation, that people feel funny about talking about the health of our reproductive organs. And this has nothing to do with educational level whatsoever. And because of this hesitancy to discuss it, it could easily lead to a delay in seeking medical treatment. And as we know these days, with any kind of cancer or any kind of serious illness, early detection and treatment is key. And so really it's important to keep our regular annual or semi-annual visits to our doctors to maintain our health. And one example about this was that a good friend and who's also a colleague of mine, that's kind of what happened to her. So last fall, we were scheduling, when to get together to go over some client projects. And then I told her, I couldn't do it on this day at this time because I had my annual visit to my OBGYN. And then she proceeded to tell me that all summer she was having this, gynecological issue, and she was just getting a little scared, and then she was wondering, whether she should start, preparing her wills and all that. And obviously, it's always good practice to have some sort of will or healthcare proxy documents ready anyway. But I just told her, no, you have to go. You have to go to the doctor. But she was afraid to find out what it was. And I told her whatever it was, she wanted to find out sooner than later, because any kind of delay could potentially mean the difference between, surviving the disease or not. And so I told her, I said, you know what, you have to go. And if you don't make an appointment with your doctor right away, I will call you every day to nag you until you go. And also I told her, because I also had her husband's phone number, so I will also call him every day to nag him, so he would nag her, so she would go. But anyway, so she, because I guess I must have sounded very serious, so she immediately made an appointment with her doctor, and then had it checked out. And turned out it was benign, but it did need to be, whatever she had, she did have to have it surgically removed. So she did have a outpatient procedure to remove the growth, and also on her, and also she had a follow-up visit 3 months after that surgery, and I'm very happy to report that everything came back negative, so she's fine. So now she would just have it monitored when she goes to her annual visit with her OBGYN. But it just shows how crazy it is. This woman is so smart and has a PhD from Harvard, but it doesn't matter, because then she still feels funny and just uncomfortable about going to her OBGYN. And also I found out that she did not go every year, to her OBGYN for a regular checkup. And also she should have been having her scan every year, for both the breast scan and also the ultrasound for your uterus. And so I just really, didn't technically yelled at her, but I told her, no, you really have to do this, because then you cannot, not focus on your health. Because a lot of times women really focus on other people first. They focus on their family, their spouses, or their parents, their siblings, everybody else, even, their volunteer organizations, before they focus on themselves. And as they say, when you listen to the airplane sort of safety instructions, they always tell you to put on your oxygen mask before you help others. And that's exactly the same. We have to be healthy and strong so we could be useful to other people, to ourselves and also to other people, and also to the greater general society. And so that is why one of the reasons why I always, at my closing conclusion for my videos, I want you to stay safe and be well, because our health at the end of the day is really the most important thing, because without health, we really don't have a whole lot, really. And so that's why I feel strongly about just generally, everybody's health, but especially since I'm a woman, so I also want to raise awareness for a women's health issue. And so that's why I wanted to make the dresses to support the So Yellow for Endo 2022 challenge. So the first dress that I will share with you today is this one here, made from under 2 yards of about 57-inch wide cotton fabric that I purchased from fabric.com, as I previously mentioned. And so here's a close-up look of this print itself. I just really love it. It's so pretty. And about the design of this dress, it's exactly the same as the 1950s-ish dress that I talked about in my last video, video 78. And the only difference is that instead of having this dress as a sleeveless dress, I added a little ruffles here from a McCall's pattern. And I previously used this McCall's pattern also for a little ruffles for a top that I made that I briefly talked about in my video 76. And it's interesting, just like this dress and the dresses from video 78 are really identical except for the ruffle sleeves. And yet, just by adding the ruffles, this dress looks perfectly contemporary now. It no longer has that 1950s vibe. And I think it's just so interesting, just by having this small change of element, it changes the look of the dress completely. But anyway, this is exactly what I wanted, because originally I also wanted to use this fabric for that 1950s-ish sleeveless dress, but somehow I just did not visualize it. It just didn't seem right to me, and I didn't feel the pairing would be right. But as soon as I had this idea of adding the ruffles, all of a sudden everything clicked in place, and this is the fabric I wanted to use. And especially I wanted to participate, albeit on an unofficial sort of capacity, for this So Yellow for Endo 2022 challenge. So anyway, I'm really happy about this. And so same thing, I made a matching belt and also made the same separate hairband. And so really happy about that. And so really nothing revolutionary about the design or the construction of this dress. Is identical to the ones from before. So here is a quick video of this yellow floral dress, and I paired the dress with a pair of 3-inch heels in nude. And overall, I'm really happy about how this works out. It looks also very summery, and it has such a different look. I just couldn't get over how different this dress looks from the dresses from my last video. But as you can see, we don't need to buy a whole lot of patterns, because by changing up a small element and also obviously pairing the same pattern with a different fabric really get a very different look. The second dress that I will share with you today is this simple shift dress here, made from about 42 or 43 of this 57-inch wide fabric. And so here's a close-up look of the silhouette and also the fabric print again. So originally I had not planned on making this shift dress at all, but after I cut out the first dress, I had about 45 inches of this fabric left, and so all of a sudden it sort of like clicked, and I was like, okay, maybe I could make a shift dress, because I've been using this shift dress pattern as the lining for the dress, for the the first dress I just shared with you, and also the dresses from my last video. And so in a way I already had the pattern ready, and then also I saw that it might be kind of fun to make two dresses from the same fabric, because the matching belt that I made, and also the hair tie could be interchangeable. And so in a way it's a very efficient use or of the material. And so but in this case, for the shift dress, I decided I actually liked it better without anything, well, maybe with a bit of a hair tie, but I actually liked it better without the belt. Even though obviously I can wear it with the belt, and also the belt can be used as a waist tie. But I think in a way this very simple shift dress has a stronger 1960s vibe, and so I'm really happy about it. And just like the dresses from my last video, this shift dress, as you can see better without the ruffles, has a wider shoulders, and then in a way and also it's paired with this same shift dress that I first shared with you in my video 64, and it's also the same shift dress, the same shift dress pattern that I've been making from video 64 through video 69. So as you can see, the same simple shift dress, by changing up the neckline and also changing up the sleeves, really gives a lot of versatility, and so I'm really happy about that. And so here is a quick look of this simple shift dress. And I paired the dress also with a pair of 3-inch heels in nude. And it's interesting, just, the same shift dress as before, but by widening the shoulders a little bit, it all of a sudden gives this dress, I think, some 1960s vibe. So I am really happy about this, because I am a big fan of the 1960s fashion. And so I'm really happy about how this second yellow floral dress turned out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's video and about these two yellow floral dresses in support for the So Yellow for Endo 2022. But in a way, as I mentioned earlier, in addition to endometriosis, I also want to raise awareness for other health issues that affect women's health, especially involving the reproductive organs, because people just for whatever reason just feel weird or shy about focusing on those. So on that note, I hope you would stay safe, be well, and I hope I will see you soon. Bye bye.